Good morning and welcome to the Saturday special of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Recently, I saw Prime Minister Trudeau responding to a question about his proposed policy of banning straws and water bottles. And the way he was talking gave me an idea that he is one prime example of Dunning-Kruger effect. Now, you'd be asking naturally, what is Dunning-Kruger effect? It is a phenomena that suggests that you are a complete dunce at self-deception and you want to establish a real connection and a real relationship and fail miserably. You want people to trust you, focus on what you can provide, and being incompetent, you behave in a manner as if you are really much more intelligent. But then all these attempts at the self-deception fail miserably. As a matter of fact, as I said, while Justin Trudeau might be a prime example in modern political scene, he is not an exception. A lot many people suffer from Dunning-Kruger effect. They deceive themselves with an attempt to overawe others. And one of the things that they use is they use high sounding words. They use drivel, basically nonsense, to sound as if they're scholarly, as they're intelligent. Sometimes they touch their hair, sometimes they play with their fingernails, rub their arms, touch the buttons of the coat. As a matter of fact, that is psychologically and physiologically a means to calm themselves because they are anxious, they are uncomfortable, they are stressed. And apart from stroking, touching, swirling their hairs, they do not know what to say. And then what happens? They use those words. So next time somebody is using those words, be sure that a man is suffering from Dunning-Kruger effect. The most common word being used nowadays, like Prime Minister Trudeau again to give an example, or many other leaders is they say something and then say Now, English word contains hundreds and thousands of words, and there are certain expressions and phrases that tend to pop up more often than others. And these words are really horrible. With all due respect, going forward, are such words which are expression of Dunning-Kruger effect, your attempt at self-deception. Now you would be thinking, is it possible to avoid it? Yes. If your language avoids certain words, apart from the facial gestures, apart from touching the parts of your body like hair or face, sometimes you touch your face. It's very normal, especially when you're thinking. But twirling your mustache, rubbing your hair, buttoning up and unbuttoning your coat, these are the signs of Dunning-Kruger effect. Now, there are certain words which, as I said, apart from meaningless which is repeated ad nauseum, is nauseating. So what are the other words? For example, first is try and. When you tell somebody, try and do anything, it's stupid. You have to tell them, try to do anything rather than try and. People will definitely take note that you are so confused that you don't know that try and never come together. Then one other word which I definitely detest is I mean. People talking to you and every sentence they start with I mean, which is primarily a filler. When they don't know what to say, either say or they say I mean. And it means that they don't mean anything. So it's a mark of hesitation, like is the of the 21st century. Next word you have got to avoid is like. You see, the younger generation uses this word like very often. Like I'm going there, like I saw the picture. And as a matter of fact, it means only I don't understand. For example, I told her to leave and all like she was angry about it. Does it mean anything? No, it doesn't. So, as one of my friends, Khalid Malik, says, it's a sign of confusion. And it's a lack of confidence, but they want to cover that confidence. And Mr. Malik, that's exactly what I'm saying. This Dunning-Kruger effect is an art of or a mode of self-deception. Now, after like, there's another word which you will hear very often. Whatever. Now, whatever is a kiss of death between friends. It's a cold shrug of his shoulder. Though saying whatever was once considered passive aggressive, now it only shows that you are incapable communicator. Then some people say, literally, I literally want to say it. They want to emphasize basically what they are saying. But like somebody saying, he might literally pass out from exhaustion. It has no meaning. Literally means basically in real terms and not what it means. It's metaphorically you are using this adverb and shows that you don't need it. Same is actually. Actually means in act or in fact. But the way actually used doesn't mean that. And overestimation of the word actually is in fact required to delete this word from your vocabulary. Then another word, which me personally feel. When you're talking about yourself, you are talking about your person. Me personally is unnecessary. I personally, excuse me. When you are talking as a person, add the word personally has no meaning. It is gibberish, meaningless. Then another word which I heard one of the leaders say, and he is one of the leading prime ministers, Manmohan Singh. It was first time of India. He was talking about the Indian economy and we were sitting together in Royal York in G20 meeting, and he's an old friend. He said, it's fairly unique, the Indian position, and I tried to tell him, look, doctor, fairly unique is meaningless. Unique itself is one of a kind. So how can you be fairly unique or unfairly unique? Either you are unique or you are not unique. And the moment even an educated person, a Cambridge PhD, says fairly unique shows how stupid people can be. Then another word which used very often used by all the political, going forward. What does that mean? Going forward, if you're instructing someone to do something, it's clear you're telling them to do it always. But going forward in any sort of communication is only being aggressive, passive, or rather passive aggressive, and that's not done. Then another thing, word which is commonly used is I'm 110% sure. No, the moment you're more than 100%, you are not 100%. And that means you are in a fraction of that. It is only word which makes you cringe at the stupidity of the person. And then another word that is used very often, and this the politicians use, and the economists use at the end of the day, or as the bottom line is. The end of the day and the bottom line are two most irritating expressions. People think that the bottom line means the conclusion. You don't have to tell people that. At the end of the day, again, has been so often misused that people who use it, I think they are at the end of their day. End of the day does not mean ever physical day, but they think at the end of their career, at the end of their span as a leader, as a professional. So end of the day is extreme. Then another word which used is, and mostly the Asians use it, with all due respect. It's saying that, well, they have no respect for you. Now, you have to determine what is due. Is it high, it is low, or it's no respect? Similarly, when they say, they start a sentence with no offense, basically the people are saying that be prepared for the offense. They're covering it up, camouflaging it, and saying they don't mean offense. Really, they are offending you. So due respect and no offense are basically insulting words and must never be used. Then another word which is often used by the economists and the environmentalists is, it's a nightmare. It's a hyperbolic sentence. It's used in mass media. And it's as meaningless as saying it's not a rocket science. The phrase it's not a rocket science should be off limits. It's offensive, it's demeaning, it implies only one thing, that something should be easy because it's not a rocket science. So everything which is not a rocket science is easy. Is it so? No, definitely not. So why use this word? And the last word that any sensible person would not like to hear is chill out. Even if you are good intentions, uttering this phrase only serves to further upset whom you are talking to. Avoid it. Instead, offer more constructive advice, suggestion, meaningful, rather than saying chill out. Basically, you're asking the man to relax. But when you say chill out, it can have different connotations to different people. Now, this Dunning-Kruger effect, as I said earlier, is most potent in A, the political leaders, B, the professionals who do not know how to communicate, and C, the teenagers who are copying their idiotic role models like film heroes, who basically are just being cardboard heroes, not the real life heroes. And use of these words is lost in meaningless desert. What Rabindranath Tagore, Dreary's desert, a dead habit. But the politicians, the leaders in any field, when they use these words as a prop for self-deception, are clear cases of patients of Dunning-Kruger effect. And if you want to escape that ignominy of being a sufferer of Dunning-Kruger effect, avoid these pitfalls, avoid unnecessary gestures, avoid use of these words, and you would find you would be a better communicator and impact people in a much more healthier manner, which will make your meaning clear instead of confusing others. Thank you.